Should you take a cruise on the Royal Caribbean? Watch this and you tell me.
And I'm still having dreams, jumping out of Maybachs. Baby, it don't matter cause I never said that. And I'm way too low, homie, way too loaded. HD9 so compact, towing. I'm way too player, I'm way too focused. Baby, what you say? I hope you joking. Live life fast, steady in motion. Baby, can you tell me what's your motive? It won't even matter when I'm touching the Forbes list. And I'm 21 right now, racing some horses. I probably smoked a joint, there's too many roaches. It's a play club, we started our own shit. New white shoes, man, I'm stepping in forces. Old ass money, just keep on counting.
And very aggressive.
Oh,
Very aggressive.
aggressive.
Yeah. I say now, I don't know. I think it's boring. I think I lived there for so long that I feel like it's like nothing to do unless I'm getting like lit or like,
Yeah.
you know.
I feel like most people feel like that about where they from, though.
Yeah,
To be honest, because I say
Yeah.
the same thing about the Bay Area. It's boring now. I done did everything.
Exactly.
That's why you gotta travel a lot.
Oh yeah. Everywhere. Every summer we go somewhere.
Oh,
Yep.
that's what's up. That's good.
So what do you guys do for work?
For work right now, I work at Home Depot right now, but I'm trying to like get a job within the medical field. But I'm saving up to like so I can get the certification right now. So that's why I'm working there.
Okay.
Like nursing, medical assistant?
Yeah, I want to be a pediatric nurse.
Oh, that's nice. Pediatric.
Me, I work for the city, so I work under NYPD. So I'm basically like helping.
I've been seeing them on all the TV shows. Keep going though.
I'm basically doing everything that they need. So I could be placed in so many different areas, but right now I'm placed in like roll call. But basically, like I'm making everybody, all the NYPD officers, their schedules and
Okay.
what they want to do, time off. I got to put that in, all of that.
Okay. Not bad, not bad. What about you, Drew? What do you do for a living?
I tell jokes.
Straight up, huh?
I'm a comedian for the last 18 years, traveling all over the country out of Atlanta. Originally from New York also. I'm from the Bronx.
Okay.
Not bad, not bad.
So
How'd you?
you really
When'd you know you were funny? Like when that come about?
Early on, I probably say the first memory is about 9 years old and making the class laugh. I don't remember what I said, but I remember saying something and the whole class laugh and getting in trouble for it. But knowing early on. But I'm from Jamaica, so Jamaicans don't really encourage entertainment as a type of living. So I kind of suppressed that for years, that it was even possible to do that for a living. You know what I mean? You got to go live and learn yourself. But I knew early on. I mean, it wasn't like a secret. All my friends, elementary school, junior high school, college, every job I've had, you should be a comedian. You should be a comedian. In the back of my head, I'm like, how? There's no place to apply. Comedy don't have no HR. You don't go online and find out how much they make. So I just had to, it's one of those things you just figure it out on your own.
Okay. What was your first gig?
First gig was in Augusta, Georgia. I opened for this comedian named Grandma Lee out of Florida. And I had auditioned for something in Atlanta at the Comedy Club at the Punchline. And this guy came to me and was like, man, I do this gig on Thursday nights in Augusta. I got a gig for you to open for Grandma Lee. It was at this hotel. And he was like, it's $150 and a hotel. And I was like, I'm a professional. I'm in. Let's do this. That was the first gig. That was probably, I think it was October 2004
Okay.
was the first gig.
Was that easy for you, or like the first show you like nervous?
No, I mean, once I started it, I was like,
rolled off,
this
huh?
was me. I was like, I found myself. I never really, all the nervousness is before the show.
Yeah,
but
that's for real.
from that show to now, like, I never dodged it or tried to run from it. I was like, all right, this is what I do.
Yeah, natural born entertainer.
And then, you know, you start out with little money, no money, and then you go from, when in comedy, you go from losing money to breaking even to making money. So I went through all the steps to making money. So it's been a good ride.
You like kind of inspired me, man. 18 years, comedian.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Like, it's not easy to do.
No, not at all.
Getting your foot in the door, like what? Any like young comedians out there that are like trying to get into comedy? What do you got to
Any advice for them?
advice?
Don't quit. it's easy to quit. A lot of people don't see it happening fast. A lot of comedians today think that within 2 years they should be getting paid, and how come they not making no money? And I'm like, if you in this for money, this ain't for you. It's a craft. You gotta learn this craft. You gotta be able to adjust to all different types of crowds. You gotta be able to talk to all different type of people. You gotta read. You gotta have a knowledge of a lot of things, because you gotta be able to talk about things. Look how big the country is. And you got some comedians out of New York, they think they funny, they sat around and they snap with their friends, and then you give them a show and they go out to the South or LA or California and they not funny, because now they telling jokes about the subway or things like that. And it's like, you know, now somebody in Fresno is like, what's this dude talking about? What's subway? So you got to be able to talk to all different types of people. You know, it helped me because I was born in Jamaica. I came to the Bronx when I was 9. I lived in the Bronx till I went off to college. I went to school in Atlanta. My parents moved, and then I stayed in Atlanta since, so kind of well-rounded. You know what I'm saying? I lived in the Caribbean. I lived up north. I lived in the South. And you learn to talk to a whole bunch of different people. I had a bunch of different types of jobs, warehouses, sold cars. Selling cars was probably the job that prepared me for this the most, because you talk to all walks of life when you sell cars. You know, I sold Toyota, so you got everybody from school teacher to doctor, from a Tercel to a Land Cruiser. That's a wide range. That's a wide price range of people. So you get to talk to all different type of people.
How long did you sell cars for?
I sold cars for 6 years.
Okay.
That was my last job. I left that in February 2002.
Okay.
And then went comedy full time after that?
No, I went back to school actually. I went back to school. I said I was a math major, and I got to a point where I figured I don't have a passion for this. Like, I don't want to teach math. My mother wanted me to be an actuary scientist because they made pretty good money. So I said to myself, well, if I could do comedy and make the same money as an actuary scientist, she got to leave me alone after that. You know what I'm saying? I'll make the same money from the job you wanted me to do. So that was my goal. That was my whole goal, was to make comedy my job. If I can make this my job, then nobody can criticize me or say anything that it's a hobby or this is what you're doing. You're gonna be a comedian. Just go out at night and make $25 or $50. And that's a start. I didn't make money for the first 5 years, but I never thought about it as I'm not making no money. You know, and I was lucky. I'm not married. I don't have any kids, so I didn't have any other distractions like I got to pay mortgage or I got to feed somebody. So I didn't have those things where other people might have quit. You know, where their wife might have said, I don't see no money coming in, so you can't do this comedy thing no more. You got a small little window for a lot of people for it to work. And if it don't work in that time, they walk away. And I just waited it out. I waited out, just kept doing it, and all of a sudden you go from nothing to now you're doing colleges and you booked all the time. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm making a living.
Making some chicken now.
Do you Manscaped? Looking for you. Support for the Startup Podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Now, I know you're tired of using those razors that leave you nicks and bumps, ingrown hairs, and worst of all, grooming accidents in places you don't want to have them. Well, don't worry. Manscaped is here to reduce all those risks. With the new Lawnmower 4.0 included in their performance package, comes with a neat little light so you can see what you're doing down there. It's waterproof, so when you do your business, you don't have to worry about the bathroom floor being all messy. You do this right here in the shower. Now, when you put on the performance-based boxer briefs, it says Manscaped right on it. So people see you walking around, they read that Manscaped, they know what time it is, they know what you got going on. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer just for you. 20% off and free, yeah, that's right, free worldwide shipping when you use the promo code STARTUP20. That's promo code STARTUP20 at manscaped.com. Your balls will thank you. Now, let's get back to the show.
My first goal was 40,000. I said if I told myself if I can make 40,000 doing this, that's the average. That's what people make. If you make 40,000, you can take care of yourself. I went from 0 to 50, and then it went up. It was like every year it went up 10. I went 50, 60, 70. One year I hit 100 grand. I'm like, yo, I'm in. But you have bad years, slow years, but you're not trading it for nothing. A slow year don't make you go, oh man, I got to go be a teacher now or something. You know, you ride the wave.
Yeah, when COVID hit, Like, how did that impact your business?
COVID shut it down. COVID shut it down totally. I came home March 1st from Florida, and I was supposed to go out on a cruise, I think the 18th or something like that. And I remember the days leading up to Friday the 13th was March 13th. That was the day everything shut down. That was like the final announcement. And one of my friends was like, I'm canceling on them. And I was like, man, don't cancel. If you cancel, you're not going to get paid. If they cancel on you, they got to pay you. So I waited it out till the last day, till the Friday. Then they called on Saturday and was like, we canceling. I was like, well, you got to pay me. But everybody thought it was going to come back. They thought it like, oh, by July we'll be back. And I was like, I don't think it's coming back like that. We need to be prepared for this. But like I said, I don't have a lot of overhead that would have made me, jump off a building or something. You just, all right, time to eat less.
Yeah.
Lay low. You got a lot of time to yourself. So I picked up new hobbies. I started shooting guns. I started going to the shooting range and buying guns, and I was like, all right, if the world get crazy, you're not coming to get my stuff, yo. The South was touch and go for a minute, man. These people was getting bold. They was riding around in trucks, and I'm like, all right, well, we got to protect ourselves. All black people have pistols. Pistols ain't enough. Just for all the listeners, you better go get rifles.
Okay.
California, you waited out. It's coming. They about to drop the ban in Cali, and every black person in Cali that's legal should own a rifle. Yeah. That's words from me.
I feel that.
New York did what?
Like the ban on like having like, well, you have to have a license obviously, but like you could have it on you now.
Like
Right.
carry?
Open carry? Or
It's open carry now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In New York?
Yes.
What?
That's why I'm not going outside.
Yeah, that's crazy. And crime been up too. Crime been up on the subway. New York been ill in the last few months. Yo. All of New York. Don't put it on the Bronx. That's the whole 5 boroughs. Crime been up 57% on the subway. I've been following the news. Got gang members now. They just pulling out guns on the street.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
So when COVID hit, right? Did you like start to use social media as a platform? Because TikTok,
No.
their scores been going up.
Yeah, I wish I did. I'm a little older, so TikTok ain't really my thing. I probably should start, but no, I just went into just chill mode. Just take time to yourself. It was probably time we needed anyway. Like comedians the world would have never rested if COVID didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? It's like you've been using this cup over and over and over again. You keep rinsing it out, and then COVID gave you a chance to wash the cup. You know what I'm saying? So it gave everybody a chance to sit down and do something different and chill. And a lot of people started new businesses. A lot of people did different things. So I just took up a new hobby, man, and just waited it out. I was like, it's gonna come back, you know.
How'd you get the deal with the cruise line? How did that work out?
I auditioned for them. So I have an agent, Tad Management. Shout out to Tad Management. They hold a showcase every year in Phoenix, and all the cruise lines come to this big performance center, and you perform, and then they say, hey, we want this guy or this guy. It's kind of like a slave auction, really, to me. And anytime you present people in front of people to buy them, it's the same concept. It's like the NFL Combine, right? They bring the dudes out, they sweaty, they check their teeth, they pull their lip up, look at their teeth like they horses, they jump, they run, and all these dudes with clipboards like, oh, I want him. So it's kind of like it's kind of like the same thing. So I auditioned, it's the name of the game, and a couple cruise lines reached out, was like, yo, we want him, and then we got rolling after that. I started with Carnival, and then I moved on. I work why? And
I feel like it's just more for like our
it's just stuff you don't know about Carnival. That's the bottom of the barrel. So that's mass marketing cruises. That Carnival is for the chick from Walmart, for her to turn up for her birthday, and her whole crew.
I definitely see that.
It's definitely that. So I started with Carnival, and then I moved on to Royal. I also work Holland America, which is that's the top tier joint right there. So that's the spa cruise. That's the people that's just chilling. Ain't no noise on that cruise.
Not loud, right?
Nah, it ain't loud at all. They laid back. But I'll work wherever. I can do whatever. You can send me to an elementary school. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I feel it.
If you got the money,
As long as you pay it.
if the money right, I'm coming.
Have you ever worked with like some of the top comedians?
Man, I worked with a lot of them, man, over the years. I can't even name them all. Bill Bellamy, I worked with DL, DC Curry. I worked with endless. I opened for a lot of musical acts. I opened for Temptations. I opened for Gladys Knight. I opened for Boyz II Men.
Man.
That's a good ass list.
It's been a good ride. I opened for Hammer.
Oh shit!
Tito Jackson. Tito Jackson performs by himself.
I didn't even know that.
He's a hell of a guitar player. Yeah. Oh yeah. Tito is nice. But I've opened for a lot of people and worked with them over the years too.
Who did you like grow up like? Who inspired you?
Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
So for me, it was Eddie Murphy. You talking about early '80s? I got an older cousin who I looked up to like a big brother, and his mother was a little looser than my mother, than my parents, and he had Eddie Murphy's album Delirious, and we used to listen to it at the house. And even from then, I was like, yo, this is what I want to do. Then I saw Eddie Murphy on SNL. He hosted SNL. He was on SNL, but he hosted one time. And it was when it started to click that I was like, you could do this for a living. But at that time, I still don't know how you do this for a living. But it was brewing in the back of my mind that you could do this for a living. Just got to figure it out. The rest of it was just living life till I was ready to give it a chance and see. But it's just like you said earlier, I just said, give it a chance and see. If you don't do it, you're gonna be an angry old man that you never tried. Mm-hmm. And that's what happened. I said, let me give a stab at it, and here we are, 18 years later.
I think that's like the worst thing is like regret.
Regret.
You don't wanna
Regret. Try it. If it's something you want to do, try it. Fall on your face, and at least you can walk away and say, "Oh, it wasn't for me. I thought I could fly, but I can't fly." But try it.
Man, for real.
Try it. Don't never stifle anything. I don't care what it is. There's people sitting around talented. They make the best cupcakes. They make the best cakes. They make the best, they sew hats. Whatever. Do it. Try it.
I'm going to give you two names. Chris Rock, Will Smith. What happened? What do you think about it?
Will Smith was out of pocket, man. Will Smith forgot about decorum and where he was. You know what I mean? You were at a black tie function. That's just not where that should have handled. There was a party afterwards. You could have stepped to him at the party and go, yo, I want to talk to you, or come see me in the bathroom or something. But that was a world stage, man.
Yeah, somewhere where we're not even allowed to be at all the time. Like,
Will Smith set us back 15 years. He set us back about 15 years, bro.
Black man said slapped another
He
black
sure
man.
did.
On stage. Chris Rock a better man than me, though.
Man, we was
Chris Rock handled it. He handled it the best way he could. I mean, you can't have an all-out fight on national TV. That's what they want.
That's exactly what I wanted.
They say it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So they want us to do that, to sit back and go look at them. Even when you dress up the monkeys, they act the same way. So.
You see, they didn't even have a security guard to go stop them or anything.
Nothing.
Nobody.
They just let it happen.
He easily walked up there like it was good.
Nobody. They really didn't know how to handle it. Really, it was handled. He should have been removed
Yeah, for real. He
from the building. They let the man sit around for another 40 minutes.
accept his award.
And get his award, and everybody clapped like nothing happened. But that's where we at now. It's the same society that pulls out a phone if a man is on fire, right? Sitting there with a cup of water like, yo, he burning. Ain't nobody trying to put the man out. Ain't nobody trying
all
to
the time.
douse him. Yo, everybody pull out their phone. It's time to record for content. So we in a crazy world right now, man.
Do you guys think that he was wrong?
Will?
Will, you should.
Will, you think that he was
shouldn't have did
wrong
nothing.
though?
Yes.
He should not have slapped that
Should've
man
slapped
on
him,
national
though.
TV.
The slap was too far. He could have said something. He could have
He
yelled
didn't
at
have
him.
to say
then
anything.
slap him.
Chris Rock was telling a joke.
Right.
It's a joke. If you can't take a joke, then you shouldn't be listening. Like,
Was the joke too far?
no,
No.
He didn't say nothing about. Okay, so everybody was upset. She has alopecia, I guess, right?
Yeah.
He didn't say nothing about alopecia. He did
No.
not want to say you bald because you're the
Exactly.
condition,
Or
right? He
made a
just-
exactly joke about her condition.
I think the joke was like G.I. Jane.
It was
and
G.I. Jane
is, like, bald or
because she
something.
kind of looked like the character.
Yeah.
Like,
And you know how people
Dress
on the
like it.
internet, they start dragging it or
yeah.
That's
And she was the one that
that's
said
the
she was
society
okay
we
with
in.
it, so,
Right.
and And I feel like Jada should have stopped him too.
She should have.
should be like, no,
Because
yeah.
like
She sent him out there.
Sent
Let's
him-
be honest.
Sent him out
She
there.
said-
Looked at him all
Yes,
crazy.
it was a face. Like,
Because he was
like,
laughing at first. He
He
thought the
was
joke
so
was
weak.
funny.
Yeah, he was laughing.
And he said, "All right."
And then that apology he did today to me was bullshit.
Oh yeah, he
Stand
made
up,
an
my man.
apology.
What are you doing today? You said?
Yeah, he had an
did
apology. You didn't see that? He had an
see it.
apology today. I told him, I seen it. I was like, yeah,
Oh, I might have to go check that
he
out.
got to stand up for himself. Like, I get it. You want to apologize? Do that shit behind closed doors. Call Chris. If Chris not trying to talk to you yet, bro, let it go.
Right. Chris don't have to.
He don't have to. He don't have to.
Chris not hurting from this. The man ticket sales price went up 3 times after
his
that.
brother Tony, like they both making chicken right now.
Do you feel like comedy's like a lot more sensitive now? Like you gotta watch
Very,
what you say?
very. It's very sensitive, man. It's just people are off mentally to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Just so you got you live in a world now where everybody's touchy. Where you see how people act on a cruise, like people get offended over something they're doing wrong. So that's nobody's accountable for their behavior. They're not accountable for their kids' actions. They're not accountable for what they do. So we live in that society where somebody can misbehave, be bad, and then if you say something about it, you're rude or you're offending me. You're offending me. You said I was bad for being bad.
Don't make no sense.
Makes no sense.
How do you go about like writing your jokes? Like how does that go about?
Mine is I live life, so I'm observational. I'm an observational storyteller, so I just give back what I see. You know, I record the world through twisted glasses, and I just give it back. So I don't play into the sensitivity of people or go, how could he say that? Did I say something wrong? Did I lie? Did you not just do what I just said you did that I saw you do? So what's the problem?
So there's like no topics off limit.
No. Not for me. No.
Is there times where you like go off the top of your head?
Yeah, I do that sometimes. I might come out with a whole plan, then I see a dude sitting in front of me with a whole Cookie Monster shirt. I gotta address this. This blue fuzzy shirt that he's wearing. I can't not address this shirt. And I'm from New York. That's our style. You know what I'm saying? We snap. I came up like that. We snapped on each other. You know, you had to be creative. Nobody had stock snaps. You know, we made them up. Then years later, MTV had this show, Your Mama, with all these snaps that we had said in the 80s. I'm like, we said those already. So yeah, if I'll go off the cuff in a minute. I'm loose like that, so I can
I
handle.
think that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I can handle what's happening right in front of me. You know.
So wait, have you ever had a bad experience like
that's a
doing comedy on a cruise?
No, not that I know of, unless they complained later and didn't tell me. But
Like the
no.
worst experience you had. Period.
Worst experience I had, I did a ski resort in Baltimore, and people from Baltimore can't act. These are the most uncivilized people on earth. And oh my God. And so I'm doing my show, and this one table was just talking. And I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Like, I'm talking. There's only one mic. Like, it's a conversation. I talk, you listen, you laugh or don't laugh. That's it. I don't care if you laugh or don't laugh. Sometimes the jokes are over your head. But anyway, this table kept talking, and I addressed it. And I think I said something about The Wire. Like, yeah, I know how y'all act. I seen The Wire. And they got hot. So this whole group of people want to fight me now in this hotel. So security had to take me to my room. And then in the morning, I'm like, well, who's walking me to my car? They sent this little white girl to my door. I opened the door. I'm like, you security? She was like, yeah, I'm the only one. I'm like, this ain't gonna work, but okay.
I'm gonna walk by myself.
Right. But that's about it, where people want to, again, fight you for you calling them out on their behavior. But no, that's about it. I don't really have no incidents like that. Not to say it won't come, you know.
The Wire. That's a movie or what's The Wire?
Oh, The Wire is one of the best shows on HBO ever.
It's clean.
Nah, they were all from Baltimore.
The other one, he got a scar on his face.
What's it? Oh, Omar. Yeah. Michael Keith. What's his name? Michael Keith Richards. Yeah.
The reason why I know that show, because
I don't know nothing about that.
The Wire is the realest. It's the best TV series ever. It's on HBO, and it's about the drug game in Baltimore, and it covers everybody from the from the streets all the way up to the newspaper, and how everybody handled it. But start it, man. It's on HBO. You can start it from season 1 all the way through. It's about real characters from the drug game in Baltimore, but it's one of the realest though. Yeah, Baltimore is ridiculous, yo. But they got the best crab cakes though.
For real?
Oh, so you can't even enjoy the crab cakes. The crab cakes are the bomb.
How is life in like New York? Because I've never been. It's a place I want to go to. Like, how's life in New York? For everybody who wants to like pitch in on that.
I feel like it's like what he said. Like everybody, like that's the place where you take your phone out, you record, and keep it pushing. You mind your business.
Yeah.
That's literally how it goes. You see everything in New York, but you don't say nothing.
Anything.
You just take a picture, record, and keep pushing. Literally.
You see the craziest thing in New York and be like, yo, look. All right. Now let's just
Keep
keep
it
going.
going.
And it could be on the
like,
train.
The train, like
Anywhere.
anywhere.
What, y'all just used to it
Like
or
in the
something?
clown suit.
You just you get you get desensitized
Okay.
living in New York, because you'll be a child on your way to school and see a stabbing, and you're like, yo, dude just got stabbed, but we gotta get on the bus. Yeah. You see any and everything. You see a drug deal go down. You see a somebody using crack. You see them after they just used the crack. So you're exposed to everything at too much of a young age. I think growing up in New York, and it's still like that even now. Like when I still go to New York because I do shows in New York and I go to visit. But now it's like you got to get angry when the plane about to land. You got to get ready to step off the plane to get into New York. You got to be like, all right, it's time to push people. It's time to curse.
The workers is about to be like,
Yo,
And
it's
you can't be
looking at
too
you
nice.
crazy,
You
yeah.
cannot be too
nah,
nice.
you're gonna get
You
robbed.
have to walk over
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
That's- Even when it comes to driving, because I don't drive, but I see everybody around me driving, you have to be like angry.
Yeah.
Like,
not angry. I just
You
feel
gotta
like
be
New York people
aggressive.
Don't know how to drive. They don't know how to drive. They don't know how to do nothing. And I just feel like I move with a purpose. I walk fast. Or I feel like I gotta drive fast. I gotta move and go through. People don't know how to drive. I'll be like, it's annoying.
I
But
see
the
how,
one-
how y'all walk through crowds too. Like
Yeah,
I see
Yes,
y'all
you-
be-
Oh yeah,
you
walking
remember
people
I was like,
moving.
we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there right now.
But that's how you are. It's conditioned, and you don't really realize you're like that until you leave New York, and then you go somewhere else where ain't nobody else acting like that, and you're like, oh, I need to bring it down.
Like everywhere else is like more relaxed than
That's
us,
like-
I could say.
I went to school in Virginia, so I went to Virginia State University, and it's so slow over there. It's like completely different than New York. Like wouldn't expect it. Stuff closed early. New York's food, I could get food anywhere in New York
24
at any
hours.
time.
Oh, you could get a fried chicken thigh 3:00 in the morning.
Anytime.
A chopped cheese, a
Chopped-
deli sandwich,
But when it
chicken
came to
spot.
Breakfast
BA, it was
croissant.
Like 9 o'clock, everything closed at 9.
I'm like, so
Now I gotta figure out what I'm eating.
Now I'm just gonna starve and go to sleep.
Because even
Like,
in the
it's
town,
so
you gotta,
bad.
even in town, you really got to search for places
Yeah,
that's
same.
24 hours.
Yes.
There's nowhere to eat anywhere.
Nah, New Year, you get fried chicken 24 hours a day.
24
Something
hours.
open.
Something is
Chicken
gonna be
spot is
open.
always open.
Corner store. Better get that shit.
Yep. But a thing that I like though is the culture. Like, it's like when I first started going to school in Baltimore, they're not really like Caribbean associated. Like, I don't want to say that because maybe some people are, but it's like all they listen to is Baltimore music. And when I go to an event, I'm not asking to hear New York music, but at least take me to the islands a little bit. Like, you know, like I want to hear everything, not just a little two-step. I want to hear soca. I want to hear Afro music. I want to hear everything, and they don't do that. But New York, I don't ever have to ask. They're gonna play every genre, all of it.
Because everybody lived there. Every one of them last genres live in New York.
Carnival, Miami Carnival had nothing on Eastern Parkway. Nothing. Nothing. So I might not ever go again, but when I was younger, yeah. that was
But it's
great.
definitely a place to visit. You gotta go to New York. You gotta shop in New York. You gotta
yes,
you gotta buy a pair of kicks in New York. You gotta get a hot dog from the hot dog stand. You know what I'm saying? You have to go. You just even if you only do the tourist thing, even if you only go to Manhattan and go to Times Square, you gotta go. Taking a Broadway show, just New York just has its own energy.
I seen Tarzan when I went out there as a kid, so that was clean.
The
Yeah.
thing I might not ever do is see the ball drop. Not happening.
Yeah, we see it on the TV.
Two-pack.
We
I'm
don't
gonna
do
watch
that.
it on the news.
New York people don't do that.
They don't go to the
Watch
ball
it
drop.
on
No.
TV.
So all those people come in like tourists.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of
Do you
them
know how
are.
long- do you know how
It's
long
true.
you have to wait to even be in the front? Like, you have to be there from the night 2 nights before, honestly. And it's freezing out
We don't
there.
do cold.
Manhattan is 10 times as colder than everywhere else in New York.
Because it's by the water.
literally.
by the water.
And it's so cold. They be waiting out there. It's crazy.
I mean, I'll see the tree. I'll go see
tree.
the Rockefeller tree. But other than that,
Like
maybe
3
do a
weeks
little ice
before
skating.
Christmas.
They got ice skating out there too.
Yeah.
You know, Christmas. I think Christmas.
Christmas
is
is
the
the
time.
Christmas is the time.
Christmas is the best time to go to New York, you say?
For sure.
Summer.
But just have a good coat. Have a good coat. Don't come with a sweater or nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
have a
like a
coat.
jacket.
Like
A big old.
coat,
Oh, you need a
scarf,
parka.
Yeah.
turtleneck, everything.
Right.
Sweatpants,
She right.
hat, yeah.
I do not like being
Gloves.
cold.
Long
If
johns.
you don't, they got stands that got them for you.
You
But
need-
just know you're gonna be paying them prices.
Yeah.
What do you mean the prices? Like,
The
You'll be up there,
prices.
boy.
A hat.
You
could
gotta
be
have
like
a coat like that
$10.
out there. So you
It might be
pay the
20
price.
I'm
Mess
buying
around.
before I get out there.
I'm saying.
I have to.
But it could be $2 in the neighborhood though,
For real.
on
In the hood, it's
on the
$2.
corner store.
You gotta know where to go.
But you don't
Yeah.
know where to go. You gotta know
Shotgun.
people. You gotta know people in New York.
Okay.
In order for them to really show you.
And TikTok. When you go, use TikTok.
Oh,
TikTok
yeah.
gonna show you all the places that nobody really be going to, but it be lit. They got a lot of stuff on there.
Okay.
Do most people in New York, would you say, like, they don't drive, they take the subway, they walk?
There's no need to drive. You got 40-year-olds in New York with no driver's license. They've never driven their whole life. You can reach every inch of New York by public transportation and other cities. So you could go to Connecticut, Boston, D.C., Philly by train, by bus. So people in New York don't drive.
That's dope.
Yep,
man.
and
I got family members that don't have driver's license.
Peter Pan.
I can't even, like, picture that.
even-
man.
I'm saying,
Cali,
like,
I can't even picture
Anywhere else other than New York, you gotta have a license. Once you leave, even if you go outside of the city, if you went upstate New York, you gotta have a license because you gotta drive to go to the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
But-
Like in the Bay, you could get away with it.
But
You know,
in
people
New
take
York
the
City,
BART and stuff, but at the end of the day,
What's that?
BART is like just a train.
That's
Takes it from
cool.
city to
It's like
city.
it's kind of like the subway.
Yeah.
Y'all have, it's like,
MTA.
That's it though.
Above
You can
ground,
only
though.
go to the Bay.
Oh, that's cool. That's like
Throughout
kind of
the
like
day.
Amtrak then. No.
Not all of California.
yeah, maybe.
Sort of, kind of.
Rest of California, you can't get to.
nah,
Yeah, no, you gotta have a license.
you
to go
gotta,
anywhere else.
you gotta cut or fly.
Yeah, or
Right.
Fly everywhere.
You could fly to every California city.
That's
Well,
lit.
how's Cali?
How's
I never
Cali?
been. I never been to Cali, so.
spread out.
Oh, you gotta go.
Everything
Spread
gotta
out.
Spread out. Yeah.
Bay Area is
You
not
gotta have
too
it.
spread out.
The Bay Area is not, but
Oh, the
California
accents are
is.
different.
Yeah,
The
all
accents are
Cali.
different. If you go where they're from, the Bay Area, they sound different from,
LA.
Cali or L.A. You got Northern California, Southern California. San Diego is a total different world from L.A.
Go to San Francisco.
There is. That's
Bay.
north.
That's the Bay
That's
Area.
that's their area.
San Diego's like right
You got
before
Sacramento, Fresno. Then you come down to L.A. Then you go lower from L.A. down to San Diego. Lower than that.
Santa Clara and all those places.
It's a long state.
It's real
So what's your favorite part about living there?
Weather.
Weather.
Yeah, I was about to say that's like the
Oh, it's
best thing.
hot over
The
there.
weather
Well, it's just nice.
all year round, 80 degrees.
Even when it's cold, it's still kind of nice.
It's not like
But it's not
don't
gonna get
snow
to
like that.
winter.
Y'all.
Rains 3 times.
Yeah, it's dry. It's very dry.
Like you know how you gotta wear like a little jean jacket like that.
We wear just hoodies. We don't wear
Yeah,
the,
I'm
like the big
saying.
old coats like yo.
Pullover hoodies, not no thick hoodies. You can wear the one with the little thin joints.
Yeah, you wear too thick of a hoodie, you're gonna be sweating.
And the
like
beach, the whole state
Nah,
is
the beach
along the
well, depending on
coast.
where you go.
Not the
But
Bay.
Most of the Bay beaches suck. I'm
They're
just
cold.
I just every time you go out there, you freezing. The sand is hella hard. Like I was telling somebody the other day when we was in Aruba, the way I could just put my foot in the sand and just
That's Caribbean sand though.
Yeah,
That's
you
real
get in the
sand.
area, sand, your foot gonna break. I almost broke my toe on the beach out there, Alameda Beach. I'll
New
never
York
forget it.
Beach for real.
But Cali has its own vibe, man.
Yeah,
Cali is beautiful. I spent a lot of time in Cali, man.
Have you guys ever been?
I went
No, they
once.
said they have.
I went
Oh, you
once,
went
but during COVID for my birthday,
What
and
part?
it was whack.
Yeah, her birthday's in January.
LA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm like, I'm gonna get a little vacation.
Yeah,
And
LA
I
during
went to-
COVID wasn't good. They was on
everything was
lockdown.
They was the number one COVID. Like,
Oh,
with
yeah.
COVID, I'm like,
LA and San Francisco, too hot.
but I went and didn't catch COVID, so kudos to me.
Never got it?
No.
I had it twice. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, 4-time champ here. I didn't.
Damn,
Oh,
I've never had it
Hall
either.
of Fame now.
Let me not say
Oh.
that. God
Yeah,
forbid.
no, I gotta say, bro.
Knock on that wood.
Yeah, knock on wood.
I
yeah.
catch it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's immune systems and different type of things. Because I've had friends who've had it 2 times, 3 times, and I've never had it.
But I was amazed because I got asthma, so I'm like, damn.
You don't want to have it.
Yeah, like I
That's
don't.
scary.
Only if it gets bad.
Didn't
I
it
got
get-
lucky.
It got bad in New York, didn't it?
Yeah, New York was real bad.
It was right here,
That
then
was
New
another
York was
hotspot.
right
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
right here.
Another hot spot.
Subway was shut down. They rats made it to the
was outside.
surface.
Man, hospitals were
I
filled,
think
man.
I did the lockdown for about
Like a week, two.
no. I don't know what she's talking about,
I was
but my
outside.
mom and my stepfather ended up getting COVID, so I was like in that. I never got. I still don't understand how I got it.
I ain't gonna
Getting
question it, but
Right. So it's like I had to stay in. I couldn't go out, so I stayed in. For
could be that we just ain't find our variant
I
yet.
was outside.
That's mainly, yeah. I was in the house. For
How
months.
long it took y'all to get the vaccine?
Couple months.
Not too long.
I got it because I travel a lot.
As soon as they came out. with
Yeah, I got it early. I got the first shot in January.
I got mine as soon as it came out. My grandmother said for us to get in her house,
Oh,
we
yes.
all need to have that shot, and she signed us all up one by
Yeah,
one.
that's all. That's how
I
most
probably
of them
got
is.
my first one in like April, so that was like what 2 months into it.
Yeah.
Probably actually the month it came out. Honestly,
She was not playing with us.
Got that Pfizer? Y'all got that
Mm-hmm.
Pfizer?
Yeah, we got
Yeah, I
Pfizer.
couldn't get that Johnson and Johnson. No.
I'm weak, but I like it in ATL.
ATL is
I've been there, like,
ATL is chill.
Sometimes I like it there.
ATL is a good little mix. You know what I mean? ATL, you got to go find trouble. You can find it, but that's on you. It's there. ATL wild too, but depends on what neighborhood. I mean, people sleep on ATL like, oh, it's the South. These dudes country. Okay, you
I
gonna
just don't like the traffic.
traffic is terrible,
Is it really?
but it's a good quality of living. We got good food. You know what I'm saying? The party life is for what speed you looking for. If you want it real fast, it's real fast. Next thing you be like, yo, we woke up, it was 2 vampires doing coke with this stripper. You can find it. It's up to you though what you looking for. It's there. You know what I
Like
mean?
Atlanta's more like together, like as
As a community?
yeah, as a community, especially like
Yeah,
the
some-
entertainment.
yeah.
They all like
I would
Like,
say
all
that.
entertainers from Atlanta for real.
man,
seem like
it's
all
like
of
they all like
And everybody lived there.
yeah.
Everybody got a house in Atlanta
Yeah, why is that? Why Atlanta?
because they're gonna have a nice house.
It's cheap, right?
In a nice city, you know, it's easy to fly in and out of Atlanta. Anything comes through Atlanta. If you going to hell, you gotta make a layover in Atlanta. So you can get to anywhere in the country from Atlanta. There's gonna be a stop in Atlanta. So it's one of those places to fly in and out of, and you could go anywhere from there. So you could go party in New York and then come home to Atlanta and sleep.
What would you recommend to eat in Atlanta? Because I'm planning on going sometime next year, but I need like some.
How you
good-
eat? How you live?
Good Southern food. Southern food.
Oh, that's all over the place. Oh yeah, we got soul food spots. We the home of slutty vegan.
God, I love
That's
Bloody
your
Vegan.
thing. Look, that's
I
your
love
thing.
it. I love
I still ain't got in there. I tried one time. The line was wrapped around the building, and
I ordered it. Like there's an app that you can order and then you can go in and then they get.
I might need to try it again. But
It's so good. It's the best burger I ever tasted in my life, hands down, hands down.
and it's definitely the home of wings.
Yeah.
We got
Pepper wing.
unlimited wing spots, but a lot of restaurants start in Atlanta. Atlanta is a test market for a lot of restaurants, so they'll open in Atlanta before they move to New York or San Francisco or LA or somewhere. So, and you know, we got good malls, shopping, and beautiful women. Whatever you like is in Atlanta. It's the South, so they're a little thicker.
What's the craziest thing you've seen in Atlanta? Like just living there.
Probably the fights. They get crazy when they fight, yo. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like seeing, yeah. And now with open carriers, it's crazy because you'll see a dude from the hood. He just got a Glock in his back pocket with an extendo clip. You be like, wait a minute, I need to get one too. That's how I look at it. I don't look at things no more like, why does he have that? Some things I look at like, oh, I need one also.
Yeah.
I'm not saying nothing about he having one, but you not having one, that's a problem.
What's the craziest thing in Los Angeles?
LA, Cali, period.
Yeah.
Craziest thing you've seen in Cali.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of wild shit, especially in Oakland. It's a lot of crackheads. So I've seen a lot of shit like that. But I don't know. Wildest? I don't know. I really don't got an answer. I done seen a lot of shit happen up there.
I don't really got an answer for you either. I mean,
Yes.
Don't.
nah, craziest thing I've seen like on the street.
Okay, so if you tell me,
Oh, the riots. Actually, I say that when I was next to the.
riots?
Yeah,
You
when
went to
the-
those. You were in the riot.
yeah, I was in that motherfucker. Yes,
After
sir.
the George Floyd thing?
Yeah. I was there. Yeah, for sure. I was literally right next to a car that blew the fuck up. Yeah, it was wild. And then they. Threw
How you ain't remember that?
You didn't stop to record. Hey, you didn't stop to record it.
You didn't stop to record. Hell no. My cousin thought I should have been in track. Now I was running. I was coo. Hell no. They was throwing little. What's it called? Tear gas? Where the fuck
Oh
them
my
was?
God.
Yeah,
But
that's
what was
the
the
riot?
like what was
George
the
Floyd.
George Floyd. Oh, we went stupid out there. It was crazy. I'm talking about.
They did that in New York.
Was
San
that when they was
Francisco
doing
was
the
hit.
looting?
They was
Oakland,
looting in New
They
York.
looted the
I'm
whole
looting
Like
night.
through a
everything,
Times
yeah.
Square, they was
That was the craziest
breaking
shit I
everything.
seen.
Oh my god.
They was in the Chanel
Louis
store,
Chanel,
Balenciaga store.
Dior.
They took the
I
they
did
took the,
I was already at work that
Versace
day.
statue. That's when I knew it was getting sick. You know, in front of the stores, they be having the statues. They took the statue. They were like, "Oh yeah, this is ours," nigga, and grabbed it.
That's in somebody's house, right? Somebody smoking one right now, looking at that statue.
Oh, they talking about her. Yeah. I'm not saying I did any looting, but we for sure had fun. I'll say that. Until the police was on trip. That shit was crazy.
Well, you gotta have order.
Yeah, you got to.
Society needs order. That's why there's rules.
Y'all ever went to a protest?
I mean, that was kind of the only one. The
A
riot.
peaceful one.
Nah, I never been no peaceful protest.
I went to one with my mom. It was cool, but
You
I was
marched and
kind of
shit?
scared. Yeah,
What were we protesting?
for Black Lives Matter.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was like we was in traffic and I was like, Mommy, I want to get out. Like, I want to go see it. Like, I want to go see it. And she was like, all right, I'm coming with you. Took the keys out the car, left the car in the traffic and everything. We just got out and started protesting. But I was a little scared because I'm like, damn, like, I don't want something to happen to my mother. Like, you know? She had that mindset where it's like, she don't want nothing to happen to me. But me, it's like, I'd rather happen to me than you any day. Like, so it was, I was like, okay, we don't have to do it no more. Like, you know, it was cool. It was an experience. We did it for like 30 minutes, I think.
So you done protesting now?
No. I just would rather not go with my parents.
Oh,
Yeah, that
okay.
makes sense.
Prepared.
Yeah, and I felt like I was dressed like this. Like I feel like certain stuff, like I need like a black hoodie, like something
Something.
to cover my eyes. Like I need a lot of extra stuff with
Yeah,
me
you
next
need
time,
protest
just in case.
gear.
Yeah, literally. And I was in slides. I'm like,
you
oh,
can't
bro.
protest.
Nah, you can't protest in
Protest.
It was
slides.
just like we was in traffic. I was like, I want to go. Like they literally it was so many people that we was probably in traffic. If we was there for 30 minutes, we was still in traffic a whole hour and a half later
Jesus.
in the same spot. Didn't even move from the light. So it was like, why not?
Yeah, I never did no protest before. Peaceful riot, nothing like that. But it's just something I don't know if I'd be out there doing because a lot of random stuff could happen. I just
And you could protest different ways. You know what I mean? You could write your senator. You could boycott a business. There's other ways to say this is how I feel about what's going on. Nothing wrong with it. Protest makes up stuff happen. Sometimes you need the violence for change to happen, but it depends on how you're wired. You know. I don't know if I would have survived the '60s. I think I would have been on some of them sit-ins. You know, during the civil rights time. You know, because that stuff makes me angry when, you know, you denying people rights. That's when I be on the fence like, all right, when do we pick up our guns and go down here and say something? So you bring the fight to my door, that's on you.
Some Black Panther shit.
living down south. Have you experienced racism down there?
Oh, yeah, this the South. That's where it's bred. I mean, they don't want me walking around with no rifle, but that's why I do it. You know, you can't stop me. I see you with one, I got one. And I can open carry just like you. I can own it just like you. So sometimes you just got to just exercise those rights just to make white people uncomfortable. You know, just to let them know, like, wait a minute, the big black guy got a rifle. Yeah, I got 4 of them. I mean,
Strapped down to the teeth.
so that part is okay. I've never had no real running in the South where I was violated, nothing like that. I think I'd fight. So. But it's there. Don't think it's not there. It's in your face. When I was selling cars one time, I think my first year selling cars, this guy drove up in the truck. He got out the truck. I went out to greet him. He spit on the floor and said, is there anybody else in there that could help me?
That's disrespectful as fuck. Yeah,
And I just walked away from him. I was like, I'm not getting nobody to help you. But he made it clear what he was trying to say. He didn't want me to help him. I'm like, well, sell yourself a truck. So it'll be subtle sometimes, and sometimes it's in your face like that. But that's on them. I
Is
don't.
it true right outside of Atlanta? You you're not supposed to be. Like they say, only stay in like the Atlanta area.
You feel it more.
Get outside of
Once,
Atlanta,
30,
you get
40
lynched
minutes
and
outside
shit.
of it. Nah, you ain't gonna get lynched,
No,
but
because
you
that's what I've
feel
been
it.
told.
You feel it more where they're a little bit more open about their feelings. But again, it's just you feel froggish jump. You know what I'm saying? It's that's how the South is. It's like the new West. It's the new cowboy West. You armed, I'm armed. So
Get to Atlanta, get a gun.
definitely. I try to tell people listening. I know your audience is young. Do not get a felony. If you're a young black man listening to this podcast, do not get a felony. Once you get a felony, you can't vote and you can't own a gun. If you can legally own a gun in this country, you should. You got the right to protect yourself. Do it. Ain't nobody saying walk around with it strapped around your chest and pulling it out for show. But protect yourself. On any given day, that situation could come up where it's like, yo, I had to protect my family. I had to protect my cousin. I had to defend myself. And I think enough of us just don't think like that. We think the law is going to come or something is going to come. And they tell you every day, when shit hit the fan, nobody is coming. It's up to you to protect yourself.
It is for real.
I feel like for me, I'm not against guns, but I'm just scared. Like I'm the type of person that's like if people's around me and they know they have a gun, like they have to say it because I'll be like if I see it, I'll be like, oh no, like
Well,
I don't want
you got to take lessons, take classes, put your hands on one,
and I did it before. I was even in the shooting range, and I was like, I was shaking.
you can't do
I
it
was like,
once. That's
no,
fine. That's
like-
fine. I understand that, but go back, go again and again and again until you're comfortable with it and how it works and the operation. Educate yourself. But I try to tell people. I mean, it's new to some people. We didn't all grow up with guns. I'm Jamaican. There was no guns in my house. I didn't grow up hunting. I didn't have no 22. We didn't hunt rabbits. You know, in the Bronx, nobody has guns. The people live in too much close proximity. But as you get older, you start to realize this is a necessity of how the world is. So learn, educate yourself, you know, take a class. You around a lot of police officers, have one take you to the range. Break down the gun for me. Show me how it works. Take the slide off. That you're not uncomfortable with it. It's not dangerous sitting on the table. Guns don't shoot people. People shoot people. So a gun loaded sitting around is nothing. It's the people. So, and your mindset. So if you not an angry person or a person that the first thing you do is pop off and go grab your gun, you might not be the type of person to own a gun. You know, it depends on the temperament of the person, but learn, be comfortable enough that as young ladies as yourselves, if you was in your house and some dude been eyeballing you for 4 months, you don't know, and now is his day to come attack you. Are you willing to pull this gun out and shoot this dude to stop him from taking your life? That's what you got to get to. You got to get to that point.
So we've been going at it for quite a while now. I got a quick question for everybody, and
All
let's
right.
get it out of here. So this is for everybody at the table. Where do you guys see yourself in the next 5 years? What's next for everybody?
For me, probably trying to take an attempt at writing a script or something, whether a scripted TV show or a movie or something. But that's got to be the next thing, is taking your comedy to another level of writing, to where now people can enjoy it on a whole larger level. They'd be like, oh, I enjoyed that show. Oh, that was written by Drew Thomas. You know, I could perform and do shows all over the place, but for every one show, you're only in front of X amount of people. You know, there's 277 million people in America. A comic told me long time ago, you just need to find 1 million people who like what you do and ask each of them to give you $10 every year. That's $10 million. So I just looking for my million people. Everybody not gonna like me, and I don't need for everybody to like me. I just need my million.
First in a million. What about you guys? What's next for you guys?
Me, in the next 5 years, I should definitely be a licensed nurse. And on top of that, I want to kind of be like a sexual assault advocate. So like I want to go to like, more so, I was thinking about like grade school, but I feel like I really want to tap into it with college students. So yeah, that's what I want to do.
That sounds good.
Oh, okay. Me, I'm going to get my master's in January. So I want to get my master's in clinical mental health with children. So So I'm trying to get into a program that's 3 years so I can get my master's and my doctorate. So I want my own practice, but I think it's going to happen in 5 years. But that's the goal.
I like that.
Man, shoot for that. Shoot for the stars. You're gonna.
I like that. Even if it took 8,
Right.
it's something that you said you wanted to do and you did it.
Or whatever Pop said.
In the next 5 years, shit, I hope I'm in the Grammys. To be honest, I hope I win or at least be nominated for a Grammy with that.
Oh,
Honestly,
anybody's dream now. I don't say, oh, you crazy. Growing up, that's what I heard. Like, you crazy. How could you do that? What do you know what I mean? My mother thought this was gonna be a hobby, so do it.
yeah, I'm shooting for it for real.
Has your mother came to one of your shows?
Once in 18, I think she's been to 2 shows in 18. And the first one, my sister made her come. She said, did the first one. She came to the very first show because she was like, this is history. You need to come. And she came. And then I think one time my parents came together, but no.
Was there a joke that they didn't like? Or?
No, it's just not her thing. And she just don't come. But she follows me. She knows what I'm doing and what's going on. And when I'm on TV, you know, she tell everybody. She proud. Jamaicans are just different, you know. In the back of her head, she probably think I should still be a nurse.
Tell me
And you
about
said
it.
that you're not married or don't have no kids. You don't want.
Nah, you gotta feed them.
That's what I'm saying.
You gotta
Like, you gotta buy them clothes.
Yeah, man. And then they
Go to the
ungrateful, and then they grow up, steal your car.
16s, like,
Yeah.
They say each kid is $1 million investment.
Yo.
You
Yeah,
spend
I
at
know
least
my
an M on
parents
your
felt
kids
that.
by the time they.
That's what
18.
it costs a lot to raise a child properly. You know what I'm saying? Physically, we can all do it, but are you gonna be a good parent or just a parent? Are you gonna raise this kid properly? You know, give them a good education, give them the opportunities to be as successful as possible. They got to do activities. Now you got to buy a violin and a tennis racket. And you gotta open their minds up. Children, you have to open their minds up to a lot of different things, expose them. And a lot of people are just bad parents, man. You see it. Look at this cruise. Some terrible parents on this cruise, man.
like,
Terrible.
Kids, miss, please.
Yeah.
Kids. But back to you. Before we close off, what's your goals?
In the next
Yeah,
5 years,
you try to
where
be
you at?
slick.
So all right, I guess I'll answer the question. So how old am I? I'm 27. I'll be 31. So I guess within the next 5 years, I'd like to have a couple kids by that time.
That's what's up. I'll send them gifts.
Yeah. Please do. Actually,
I'll send your kids a T-shirt, and when they grow up, they can get tickets to the shows. I like them. I just don't.
At
Yeah.
least a wife.
I'll take a travel partner.
Okay, so you love traveling.
Yeah, I like to travel, so
Okay.
you know what I mean. Pack your bags. You available? Let's go.
Yeah, let's get out. I feel that. I just started traveling again. I hadn't been on vacation for like.
The world is huge, man. Travel. Young people get a passport and travel.
Real talk. I just got my passport.
Yo, go see the world, man. It's a lot of things to see. You got 50 states. Most people ain't been left their own state. A lot of New Yorkers, for one, I got people, they ain't left the Bronx.
That's not good.
And I'm like, you haven't been to Wichita, Kansas? You ain't been to Oklahoma City? You ain't been to Dallas? You ain't been
You
to
didn't even go to Florida?
Houston? There's so many cities out there, man. You know what I
I
mean?
want to go to Houston.
Black people are everywhere, man, and we doing big things in a lot of places, and you could collaborate with people all over the country, man, and have, I got a friend in Dallas, I got a homie in Houston, I got somebody in this place, that place. I love traveling. I love meeting people all over the place. It's one of the best things.
Opens up your mind.
Opens your mind to seeing different things. Minneapolis, different cultures. People come from all different walks. But at the end of the day, we in the same fight. When they come to get us, they're not gonna go leave the New York girls out or only take the Bay Area dudes. We all black, and as people, we don't really. I don't think we really figured that out yet. How much together we should be,
Why do you think that? Because in certain cultures, like black people don't come together as much as other cultures.
Every other culture do it except us,
Well, I
but we've
think
been
that
beat
is-
down. You got to go back to slavery, and they beat us up. The family system, they separated us. They took kids from fathers. wives from husbands. They put people together from different cultures that spoke different language. So we don't trust each other. We've been beat down. The system don't really, try to help us. There's no programs for us. There's no apology. There's no reparations. So as a culture, we just beat up. We beat down psychologically, and it's going to take generations to come together as a people and come outside and go, oh, there's a sister. Let me see if she needs something. Or there's another brother. Let me say what's up to him and see what's going on. But
I feel like the way how society going, I don't see that happening.
no, not now. That's why I said maybe three generations. It's going to take maybe your grandkids. But it ain't going to happen this generation. We're not going to see it in our lifetime.
Where can we find out more about you guys?
I can be found at Come See Drew, COMESEEDREW. That's across all platforms. That's Facebook, Twitter. That's my email, my website. Everything is Come See Drew.
And my Instagram is Nay, Nay, bands, beat with 4 Z's.
And my Instagram is _Raquel Frazier, RAQUELFRAZIER.
Hey, really appreciate it, guys. What did you guys think about the show?
I like it, man.
Yeah?
I'm impressed that you even traveled with all this equipment.
Like, what?
Right,
Like, this
everything
is
I
a
said.
lot. As you should.
I admire ambition.
Yeah.
So
Make sure y'all subscribing.
Right.
Yeah,
Make
subscribe to the
y'all
channel, the
subscribe.
Startup Podcast on YouTube. Leave a review. And until next time, thank you guys for coming on the show, actually. And thank you guys for watching.
hey, thanks for having me.